The renal capsule would be the outside of it. Fat is the most superficial, and then fibrous is right under it. And the hilum is what makes it the bean shape. And the cortex versus medulla would be, this is the cortex on the outside along with the renal columns. That's part of the cortex in the middle. And then the medulla is like the renal pyramids, everything that's in the renal pyramids. That's the medulla. And then the renal papilla is like the tip of the renal pyramids. And then the renal columns are like part of the cortex right in between. And then the minor versus major calyces would be most easily seen here. This is minor calyx. This is major calyce, or calyxes. And then renal pelvis would be this space right here. And then renal sinus was this yellow stuff that everything just kind of sits in, like this is sort of like the glove, and that would be like the pocket that it sits in. And that's the renal sinus. Let me figure out. All right. Arcuate arteries and veins are what divide the cortex from the medulla. So it's like all this. These are the arcuate arteries and veins. And then the nephron is the glomerulus, which is this whole thing of what are they called? Capillaries. Mm-hmm. And then Bowman's capsule would be what is the outside of it, like that covers up all of the capillaries. Proximal convoluted tubule is what it goes to, right here, which is right, goes down to about there, and then the, or down to there, and then this is the nephron loop right here, and then the distal convoluted tubule is like up here, and then this is the collecting duct. It goes down here. And then you just have to know that the renal corpuscle is made up of the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. And then the afferent arteriole enters the glomerulus, and the efferent arteriole exits the glomerulus. And then you got to know that the renal tubules all consist of the PCT, the nephron loop, and the DCT. That makes up all of the renal tubules. And then the basics of urine formation are filtration. It occurs in the glomerulus from blood to filtrate, and then there's reabsorption. It occurs in the tubules from filtrate to blood, and then there's secretion. It occurs in the tubules from blood to filtrate, and then there's water conservation that occurs in the collecting ducts from filtrate to blood. And then the path of urine formation from glomerulus to urethra would be from the renal corpuscle to the PCT, to the nephron loop, to the DCT, to the collecting duct, and then after the collecting duct, it goes to the...
And then from the collecting duct to the renal pyramid, and then the papillary duct, and the minor calyx and the major calyx, then the renal pelvis,